SEMO head coach Tom Matukewicz. The team had its second open day of the year, remains sixth in the national polls. Back in action this week when they go to Lindenwood, in-state foe, the game ball brawl, the third matchup in the all-time series there. So, coach, just some thoughts first about how the bye week went for your team, the open day, and then we'll go from.
It was good. We needed to let go of the rope emotionally and physically, been pretty banged up. Most coaches will practice 2 or 3 times, and I just feel like, you confuse activity with accomplishment, right? You feel good because you're out there, but you're really not getting much done. So I gave the team off, and we just recruited and stuff like that. So ended up going camp with my bride. So this is 2.0. 1.0, she went with me last time because she felt so bad because we are 4-7. This year, I think she was just excited about the season. So she ended up going, and we had a great time. She PR'd personal best because she was able to pee in the woods. If you can't pee in the woods, camping is really hard because you have to, like, last year we would go about a mile to the bathhouse every time she had to go to the bathroom. Well, this time she was able to make it happen. And so we had a great time, great food, great makeout session. So I'm ready to coach my team this week.
It's the little steps every year. The little steps is what
That
shows
progress.
So for you, you said about your players, but how for you and your assistants to clear your minds too, and think, hey, we've done some good things here. Let's clear our minds and set ourselves up for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very fortunate that we have the bye that we have. I think what happens is you stop being fresh. You're kind of a zombie and you're watching film, and you end up missing stuff, and that's the concern. You know, Lindenwood kind of got hosed on their schedule. I think it's 10 straight right now. And so they haven't been able to take a bye. We've been able to have 2 buys. And so we should be fresh and probably more fresh than them. But the concern you have is just, all right, are we rusty? And all of a sudden you come out, you don't execute, you got, pre-snap penalties and all the stuff that happens when you're not ready to play. So that's the concern.
So, third all-time matchup, but they moved to the OVC into Division One, and you have a trophy to play for. Just talk about all of that kind of adds to them being a member and being so geographically close to you.
Yeah, no, it's good that they're in the OVC, and it's good that we have this rival, 2 Division I schools in Missouri, and we recruit against each other and obviously play against each other. Got a trophy that's fun for everybody to get involved with, and I think the thing that probably doesn't get talked about is how good it is for our alumni. So we have a big alumni group in St. Louis, and certainly a lot of our students come from there. The 2 years ago, we had a really nice showing, a lot of red in the stands, a lot of tailgating, and so that's really the hope is that SEMO faithful come out and watch a good football game this weekend.
Uh, what about Lindenwood? Have you seen besides the fact they've had to play a bunch of games in a row, they didn't score as many points last week, but the weeks before that was 49, 35, 29. They have been putting up some points.
Yeah, they've just kind of been up and down. You watch a film, one game, you're like, holy cow, and another game, it just looks bad. So I think we're expecting that we're going to get their best. Being able to knock us off would, I'm sure, feel great. And so I know they're going to be ready to go. It all starts with stopping the run. It's tough because they do have a dominant X wide receiver that can, it's not 50-50 balls with him. It's more like 80-20. And so I've got to challenge our secondary that way. I think when you look at last week, there were 7 FCS top 25 teams that lost. You had Central Arc lost to a winless team because of turnovers, and the turnover margin is the greatest equalizer. And so offensively, we just got to make sure we take care of the football, have great ball security.
Lindenwood also, you mentioned their running game. They use like 3 or 4 different guys too, and I know you all have used that because you've had injuries this year, right? Too. But what about when you face a team and they're kind of riding 3 guys out there, and it's the hot hand? How do you prepare for that again?
Yeah, it's intriguing, and fans probably don't notice, but every running back has a different style. You know what I mean? And that's why you play some, because some running backs work versus different opponents, you know, because of their running style. They got big backs, they got fast backs, so they kind of got all of it in between. And so it's a nice challenge for our defense. We certainly take pride in stopping the run, and that, you know, we're not going to get bullied up front. You know, we got to win the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be hard to do this week.
Last question, we'll let you go. You don't have to say specifics, but health, obviously, you said the players, mentally, I'm sure players are feeling better too after not having all the practices last week. Just talk about that importance and maybe getting some people, feeling better before the stretch
Yeah.
runs.
Yeah, absolutely. We think we could maybe get as little as two starters back and as many as five starters back. So it's somewhere in between, and got to be patient with those guys. So we'll see. We definitely look like we had fresh legs. Our energy and our effort was great Monday night at practice, but our attention to detail was alarming. And so we got to make sure that we really get dialed in and focus on the little things.
Perfect, coach. Appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend, and then we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Appreciate it, Kyle.